For this video, we will practice the lowercase letters. That would be the small ones. And remember, the uppercase and lowercase do make the same sound. Uppercase A makes the same sound as a lowercase a. But we will practice the lowercase letters. We'll go ahead and start with the lowercase a, and we will also practice it with our hands. The lowercase a looks like a circle with maybe a leaf or a tail. Lowercase says ah, looks like a yawning apple. It says ah. I'll make it with my hand. I'll make a circle, add a leaf, and say ah, ah. There's a lowercase b. She looks like, excuse me, a stick with only one ball. So I have a baseball bat and only one ball saying b, b. I can make it with my hand. I go b, b. Here's a C looking like an open circle. So I open my hand, my open circle k, k, for a claw. Here's a D. This is backwards from the B because it first has a doorknob and then a D door, and the B has a B bat to hit the B ball. We need to know what goes first. So we're doing the D. Open the doorknob. Turn the doorknob, excuse me. Turn the doorknob to open the door. So I make it with the other hand. D, d, d. Here is an E for egg. I want to show you that this is one of my favorite because it's an E, right? For egg, it says egg. So I take the egg in my hand and I squash it, and it goes all over my hand. For egg. Here is the F. The F says it's got it looks like a stick with two small lines at the top, and it says flowers. Remember flowers for mommy and daddy. I make a plant with one hand. Flowers, flowers. G looks like a small head on a gorilla, a small circle with a banana. We're gonna feed him. G, g, gulp it down. The G says g. And I can make it with my hand. Excuse me. I'll make the small circle with a banana. G, g, gulp it down. The H looks like a stick with a curve. She's got hot hair. I'll make it with my hand. The ponytail here and a curve. Hair. The I looks like a stick with a dot on top, like an insect. If I cover the dot, it's an L. It's only a stick. So we're going to make our stick and have an one-eyed insect follow it around. If it goes fast, if it goes slow, it has to stay with it or it turns into an L. Right now we want an I. We have lowercase j, a jellyfish. There's a nose, a dot. We make a curve and a dot on top. J, j, jumping jellyfish. The J says j, j. Here's a K. It's got a stick, two diagonal lines coming out from the center, and cutting scissors is what it looks like. So I'll take a paper and cut. L. It's only one stick, one lollipop. So we the L says lollipop, so we'll make a lollipop lick. Here's a lowercase m. It's got one small stick and then two curves. So I put a comb to comb the mustache, right? The M says make it with our hands, and we can go ahead and just put our mustache over our lip and say mustache. Here is a lowercase n. It's got a stick and then a small curve. And it says N for neighing horse, so we can make it with our hand and go N. Here's the octopus. Looks just like the uppercase. It's a circle. And it says aw. The O says aw. opens its legs, so we'll make an O and catch a floating fish and go ah and come back to an O. Ah. P is a stick with a popcorn kernel, a circle in the top. Stick with a circle in the top, and it says P. Don't let it pop, it can only say P. Here's a Q, it's opposite of the P. So it's got the circle at the top first, and then the quieting finger to quiet the duck. So it says qu, qu, quiet, qu. Here's a small R. It's got a stick in a very small hand. It says for robot. We can even make the sign for restroom, and it looks like an R. Robot. The S looks like two open circles, and it says we open two circles and hook them. Lowercase t is one standing stick and one a little bit higher than center, like a train track. The T says t, t, so let's make a train track. Here's a U, and that's a balloon that's going up. So we make a U and we go up to heaven, catch some stars or clouds. Here is a V, and she's pointy at the bottom, and she's like a line, two diagonal lines saying V, V. So we can make it with one hand. V, V. W looks like two V's. Looks like two, like a wiggle line. It says like a wiggle worm. So we can make it with two hands, wiggle worm, or with one hand, wiggle worm. Here is the X, diagonal lines crossing at the center. X marks the spot on the map with our fingers, or with our hands. The X says. The Y, it's got a stick and two lines coming from the top. The Y says Y. Looks like the horns on a yak, and we can make them Y, Y. And the Z. She looks like a zigzag line or a zipper. She's got one line at the top, one going the other way, and then back this way. I can make it with my hands. I can open two circles and squash them. Zigzag. Alrighty. That's all for this video. Keep practicing with your hands and the sounds.